The terrifying crackle of live rounds piercing the night air in Lekki, a prosperous city in Lagos. Riot police and soldiers firing on unarmed protesters in Nigeria's most populous region.
Please tell people, people are having to run. They're shooting at them at the Lekki toll gate.
It began as a peaceful protest. By the time the night was done, the streets were full of anger, fire and blood. For 2 weeks, Nigerians have been demonstrating against a heavily armed police unit known as Sars. It was set up in the 80s to fight rising crimes and kidnapping. But it became notorious for its abuse of power.
I was in my house sleeping around 2 a.m. in the midnight when they came, starting scatter everywhere in my area, started shooting everywhere.
Amnesty International has accused the group of extortion, torture and murder. Across the country, people have been taking to the streets peacefully to say enough to police brutality.
We are trying to fight our right. Nobody pay homes. We don't want Sars. We don't want Sars. We don't want anybody.
The young mobilizing. Demanding reform and fair wages in a country that's rich in oil, but where half the population lives in poverty. President Muhammadu Buhari disbanding the unit last week to try to quell the protests, but the deployment of soldiers and other armed forces has only made things worse. As has happened many times before, the police responding with lethal force, with some reports claiming at least a dozen may have been killed. As the ranks of the dead and wounded grows, the tragedy in Lekki has caught the attention of the world. Joe Biden calling for the Nigerian government to cease the violent crackdown on protesters and for the US to stand with Nigerians peacefully demonstrating for police reform. Nigerian celebrities Uzo Aduba and Yvonne Orji and entertainers Wizkid and Jidenna among the many calling for an end to the brutality.
We need a complete dissolution of SARS in all of its forms.
It'll take more than words to bring about meaningful change here, but rarely has the government faced so much pressure to bring the kind of reform Nigerians are dying for. Ian Pannell for ABC News Live.